Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 5?
Yeah.
5 of Comics on Comics, the show, the experience, live, Saturday night.
Yeah, Saturday Night Live.
Comics on Comics, the
This
experience. The stage show.
Yeah, this is the only thing known as Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, the theme park ride.
Mm-hmm. And for our cold open, I venture to ask, what is in my co-host's coffee mug?
Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't. I just walked in here. I don't really know Oscar that well. I just walk in here, Oscar's like, talk about this fucking comic. And I'm like,
We
okay.
don't live together or anything.
No, we moved out. Yeah, it ended. Anyways, today...
Well, we didn't move out.
Oh, yeah.
You moved out.
I moved in. Today, as you surely already know because you listened to last week's episode, and we didn't announce it, did we?
No.
We're reading sorry.
Actually, we said we would tweet what we're reading.
Did not do that,
Did
no.
not. We can tweet it right now.
To be fair, we didn't decide until, like, Monday.
Yeah.
Today's Thursday.
No, today's Saturday.
Today's Saturday. Anyways, this is Invincible. We did not read this whole book. We read the first 19 issues, which is the first 3 trades. So I guess you could consider it the first 3 story arcs. And yeah, so similar to One Piece, Invincible's pretty long. I mean, okay. Similar to... It's 144 chapters compared to the... What is it, like 1,080 or whatever that One Piece is at. So it's not long in the same sense, but it's long in the sense that it's going to take us probably a few months to finish it.
Yeah, but we're going to finish it.
Yeah, we're going to finish it.
We're planning on doing an episode a month. That's how it's similar to One Piece.
Yeah, because it's going to be an episode a month.
And if I'm not mistaken, this should be coming out the same day as Invincible Season 2.
If we planned it right, yeah.
So let us know how Invincible Season 2 is in the comments, because we don't know.
You are in the future.
Yeah.
If Invincible Season 2 has subliminal messaging which brainwashes all of the world into anarchy, no one will see this.
Presumably there won't be an episode 5.
This is the last remnant.
I mean 6.
This is the ancient apocalypse.
Oh my god.
This is what they find.
You know how, like, if aliens were to listen to our radio waves, they would hear Hitler first? The last thing they would hear is us.
Yeah. This is the last thing. We predict it. Anyways, some context. I've read this before a while ago. I finished... Okay, so the last 40 issues or so I read, like, 3 years ago. Most of it, though, I read in, like, middle school. So that was, like, 6 years ago. Max
age reveal.
Yeah, I'm not that old, guys.
You look old.
I know I look like 97, but cut me some slack. So, obviously, my experience is going to be different than Oscar's. Also, I read a lot of superhero comics week to week. Oscar has read one superhero comic, Invincible.
If I can also add, I think the main way my experience is different than yours is I'm just the worst.
Oh, yeah. Oscar's also what's the word? Predisposed to dislike this book.
Just everything.
Yeah.
Predisposed to like everything.
But especially things that the mainstream public has decided they like. Which Invincible has been liked. Has been decided to be liked.
It's so good that random guys in my math class will be like, oh, you like comics? I read Invincible. Nothing else, though.
Yeah. It's real mainstream.
Yeah.
Also, this is technically 20 chapters because there's a summer special included in this, which I forgot about.
I was looking forward to reading the Spider-Man special, but it wasn't in there.
Oh, yeah, we forgot to do it. I had to send you a link. I forgot.
We also did not make an agenda.
Guys, we were going to make an agenda before we started recording because you know how every episode we record is disorganized, to say the least. We don't have an agenda, but I just made one in my head and it's really good and Oscar doesn't know it, but they'll figure it out. So anyways, what did you think this was about?
Do I really have to do that with this? This is about Mark Grayson.
Mm-hmm.
He's the son of a superhero with superpowers, and he becomes a superhero with superpowers.
Mm-hmm.
And then his dad, kind of a mega dick, and Mark isn't.
Gotta assume his dad has a huge penis.
Has to.
She's... Actually, let's get this out of the way right now. I forgot how horny this book is.
Wait, I think actually we should say this time. Spoilers.
Oh,
for
yeah.
Invincible. Spoilers.
Huge spoiler. This book, like every other issue, something massive happens. Well, not in the first 20 issues. After the first 20 issues, every other issue, something insane happens. Spoilers. She and him, the parents.
They fuck.
This book is really horny.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Dude, the girls are all hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they talk about it a lot.
Even the fish girl.
Yeah. This book is really horny. There's like a whole subplot where Mark, the main character, has to like fuck a fish in public. It's really funny.
He gets out of it.
Yeah, he gets out of it really dumb way.
The fish, though, don't get it twisted, was really busty.
Yeah.
Really busty.
I bet he would have been... He would have...
I don't think he would have been that upset.
No. Unrealistic book.
Yeah.
Shaking my head.
It should have been more like The Deep.
Is that a boy's character?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
he
not...
He fucks
fond.
an octopus.
Oh, right. He
Yeah.
does.
I said that really weird.
What is the normal way to say he fucks an octopus?
Oh no, I said like octopus.
Oh, I thought you were like, he consummates his love with the 8.
The 8 tendrilled being.
Anyways, Invincible is a...
You fucking know what it's about.
You know what it's about. Come on, you know what it's about. Are you fucking with me right now? Like, you know what it's about. But, I want to talk about history before we get into the book, because I'm a nerd.
Math, science, history, unraveling the mystery.
We wanted to start watching The Big Bang Theory. Well, we didn't want to. I said it once, and Oscar's girlfriend was like, I will move out. She was like, no. Anyways, this is written by Robert Kirkman. It is drawn by Cory Walker and Ryan Ottley. Cory Walker leaves after issue 7.
You can tell. It instantly looks different.
Oh, yeah. Kirkman also letters it for 13 issues, which is crucial to understand that, and I'll tell you why later. Later, as in like 2 seconds from now.
1.
2. Basically, he owns this, right? So him, Cory Walker, and Ryan Ottley, they own it. It's published by Image.
They're just like us.
Yeah, literally. I mean, like, they're less talented than us, but besides that...
A little stupider, probably shorter.
Less successful, less well-known.
Yeah.
Besides that, just like us. So Image is probably the 3rd biggest comic publisher in terms of, like, market capital or whatever. But they don't own any of the characters, any of the things they publish. They're essentially just a entity. They are a publishing company. So creators go to them with pitches. I'm explaining this because Oscar doesn't know, by the way. Not to insult your intelligence viewer if you do know this. Creators go to them with pitches, and if they get approved, they'll be published. But
the workers own the means.
They own it. They own everything. Yes, it's literally that. Yeah. And Kirkman was like, I want to write comics, but I... also want to own what I write, because Image started in the 90s and it was like this big revolution. All the biggest artists from Marvel left because Marvel was being, Marvel to them. So they left and they started Image, and it worked really well. Like, really well. Because shockingly, when you give artists money and time to make art, people like it.
Right.
And so Kirkman was like, I want to be like them. And in the early 2000s, 2003, which by the way was only like 10 years after Image started, he finally got this pitch accepted, Invincible, which was his first, like, big break. He had a few comics published before that, but they didn't do that well. One of them was Science Dog, which is a character that exists in this universe. It's like a fictional comic. That was what he really wanted to make with Cory Walker, but they were like, no, don't. Like, we're not going to publish that.
Science Dog.
Yeah. So I don't know if you remember, but Mark's a fan of a comic called Science Dog. Yeah.
That's cute.
And then all the other, like, you know how there's, like, a huge amount of superheroes in this book? Like, it's a very developed universe.
Sure.
Some of them already have series that Kirkman had written with Walker that just didn't sell that well. And he was like, okay, well...
just use them again.
They're gonna exist now.
Kind of like Marvel.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
Also, he was really mad at the current superhero books because... Okay, so there is this trend.
Stop bouncing.
But this is my stuff.
You can say it without bouncing.
There is this trend in the early 2000s called writing for the trade, which is a thing that people started to do, especially at Marvel, and especially in the big popular books at Marvel, Brown Mouse, where basically a trade is like six issues, let's say.
A volume.
Yeah, a volume. It's a story arc. And they became the more popular way, money-wise, that people were buying comics.
That makes sense.
So writers were like, oh, what if I just drag out a story then so that the volume's really good, but the issues, maybe not so much. And people were like, okay, but I've been reading comics for like 40 years and I follow it monthly, and that's not fair. So Kirkman was like, well, here's an answer to that. Because what he does in this a lot, and will always do, and I'm sure you noticed, is he writes issues which have a beginning, middle, and end, but also he'll just like do a meanwhile, and then in another page, something else is happening, which pays off just a little bit later.
Right.
So he gets the best of both worlds.
I noticed that. Yeah.
And that's basically the mission statement of this book, is let's do a superhero universe that anything can happen in. There's no rules, there's no corporate overlords, we can do the big twist, Omni-Man being evil, that we could never do in Marvel or DC, and we can watch Mark grow up. And that's basically what it is. A lot of people that watch the show think it's like this violent, edgy take on the evil Superman. Really not.
Is evil Superman even really a trope? Like, how often does that happen?
A lot. All the time.
But does Superman ever become evil?
Yeah, a lot, all the time.
Oh.
It's really stupid. It's really bad.
Is that when he is the communist version?
I haven't read that in a while, but I'm fairly confident that ends with him being the good guy.
Not shocking.
Although it's written by Mark Millar, who, by the way, his #1 presidential candidate is RFK Jr. He tweeted a few weeks ago. People don't
Married
like him.
to Cheryl Hines.
Yeah, fictional ex-wife of Larry David, our personal hero.
Cheryl, not Larry.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys knew, but...
We sided with Cheryl.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, yeah. Although, I do respect Wood. I love this book a lot. It's the first comic I ever read that wasn't published by Marvel or DC.
The first comic I ever read that wasn't published by Marvel and DC was JoJo's Part 6. Actually, that's not true.
Why did you start with Part 6?
It's Attack on Titan.
Oh, okay.
I started with Part 6 because the anime wasn't out yet.
But why wouldn't you start with Part 1?
I watched the first 5 parts. I was just reading.
Oh. Yeah. I didn't know. Guys, I got gummy bears.
Not the stupid fucking Coca-Cola ones.
Do you know why I got them?
Because I wouldn't like them?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
You would do the same.
I do the same. In fact...
You said doo-doo. Guys, we had a long week.
Oh, yeah.
Oscar and I, long weeks.
Yeah.
They know we're in college, right?
Have to.
Midterms week.
Well, I'm a wreck right now.
Same, but you've had more work last week and this week than normal.
That's not what's doing it, though.
It's so soon for me. Anyways, did you like this at all, even a little bit?
I mean, yeah. I liked it. It was fine. I how can I say this? I thought it was good, but it wasn't like what I expected it wasn't the level of quality that I expected the untouchable, amazing, down in history Invincible comic.
I don't know why people are calling it that. Like, that's I think that's the problem. Is that, like, there is this weird thing in culture now, right? Where if a comic gets popular, or really if anything gets popular, people assume it's popular because it's, like, really, like, the best thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, it's just good. It's fun.
Well,
interesting stories, fun characters.
People assume that circulation correlates not only to quality, but to how much money the company makes.
Yeah, but it's just, like, stupid.
But none of those things are really correlated.
No, and especially not in this comic, because, like, I mean, if Kirkman really wanted to, he could just, like, stop publishing it by Image, right? Him and Walker and Ottley, they could just be like, we're done with this, bye. It'd be dumb. I mean, they stopped and it was over, but, like...
Well, yeah, that's not the same, though.
Yeah. I don't think it's a masterpiece. I think it has a lot of arcs that are really stupid. I think it starts out slow, but I really like it.
I have to be totally honest. Didn't love the art before the guy left.
So he's like...
I think I'm spoiled. Because manga is really expressive. Okay? And in this comic, not only are there a lot of repeated panels, which I know we'll get back to that, but every panel is a square. Or a rectangle. And one of the things I love about manga so much is how dynamic they are with their paneling, and they just do crazy shit all the time, and I kind of miss that, if I can be honest. And Invincible's really text heavy, which is fine, but, you know, I think every comic needs balance, and I guess I just wish it had more of some certain qualities for me to enjoy it more, but at the end of the day, I had fun reading it. I thought the fish chapter was really funny. I thought the issue with, you know, the Guardians of the Globe, you know, like, Omni-Man killing them all, like, it was really good. I also wish, I guess, it spent a little bit more time with the characters. Like, the Guardians of the Globe literally appeared the same issue they died in.
Well, that's the thing.
I would have wished they appeared some more, like, in the TV show.
That's what I like about it way more than the TV show, because this is like this is going to be a really good episode if you guys are really into comic crit. We're not going to be joking around here. But anyways, obviously when you write a comic like this in 2003, the people reading it, also read superhero comics.
Right.
It's very unlikely they don't. So the point, in my head at least, of sort of introducing them in one issue and then killing them off in that issue is, look at the world.
Avengers.
This is the world you know. Fuck off. It's gone.
Yeah.
Get destroyed. Oh, you liked it? I'm sorry.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
And I get it, because it draws you into that by saying, oh, here's this member of the Guardians of the Globe. It's just Batman.
Yeah. One of them is called War Woman. She's just Wonder Woman. Literally.
Like, I understand all those things, but from a strict, ignorant storytelling perspective, it's not good.
It hasn't aged. It's a weird thing to read blind, and it's especially a bad thing to read after watching the show, because you know what's going to happen, and it's really boring until it happens. Yeah,
the show really reordered events to make it a lot more enjoyable for a general audience.
Yeah, because this is not trying to be... I mean, later on it does, because you just get into it, so it just feels like a general thing. But, so something that's also important to remember is that, like, they sort of had to rush the first 7 issues because they were not selling well, because, again, people were bored, because it's boring. Like,
it's just boring.
I'm not going to say it's not. I mean, I just like it because it's, like, fun and whatever, but it's pretty boring until the reveal happens that Omni-Man's evil, And that wasn't supposed to happen until issue 25. This is, like, known fact. He's, like, everyone, like, Kirkman, Ottley, this is what it is. But then he was like, okay, this isn't selling. So Eric Larson, I think it was Larson, who is a publisher, like, he's a co-owner of Image. He has no control over the book at all. But he's just smart because he owns a company. And he's like, hey, you might want to hurry up.
Yeah.
Because we can't publish this forever. The only control they do have is if it drops below a certain number, they say no.
Because that's how businesses work.
They say we can't keep publishing this. But they're not going to make you do anything, but whatever. So that's why I don't think that the first few issues totally work out well. Because in an ideal world, they wouldn't have even been like this. Mm-hmm. But it's what we have.
I guess I just wish it did a bit more what... Oh, have you seen The Boys?
I've seen the first... How many seasons are there?
3.
I've seen the first 2.
Okay, so you remember the first 2 seasons?
Yeah.
Where they're like in season 2, they're like, okay, there's this new superhero Stormfront. Something's up with her, but we're going to lead you along to think she's just a normal superhero. Mm-hmm. I wish it did that with Omnimar. It's like, okay, something's up. Yeah. Like, the show does it good because, like, a lot is up.
Yeah.
But I wish it, like, slowly... Like with Stormfront, it's like, okay, she's a little weird, and then you say, okay, she's way worse than I thought she was. You know, like...
Yeah.
If it took it a little bit slower, but also, like, fed you along the trail a little bit, it could have been good, but at the end of the day, it's fine.
I have to assume that's what they were going to do, though, right?
Yeah, but they didn't do that in the first 6. There's nothing about... Yeah.
Which, to be fair, when I was reading this originally, if they did it, I might not have read it as fast as I did. When you don't know, imagine you're reading this and you don't know,
right?
And you're like, okay, this is kind of boring. I'm gonna keep reading. You would never stop.
No,
the way it comes out of nowhere, I was like, it's crazy.
It handles the period right after the reveal really well.
Really well.
The fight between Mark and Omni-Man is great.
It's basically, I mean, the show literally is 1-to-1 to basically.
Yeah, but besides that, after he leaves, they do a good job at just keeping this, like, constant reminder that he could come back.
That's what I'm worried about with the show.
Yeah.
I am really worried that the show is going to get lost in, this is like an 8-episode season, we have to have a plot forever.
They're going to bring him back too quick.
Basically, literally nothing has happened since the reveal in this book. Kind of. Right?
Yeah, Mark goes to Mars.
He's doing superhero shit.
He goes on dates.
Yeah, he's just living his life, and it's fun, and there's this really scary threat overarching.
He fights the machine head guy.
Yes.
Yeah, but he's just doing normal stuff, but you're just like, he could come back.
Yeah, and it's really freaky.
Yeah. And they remind you.
Yeah.
There's always a little bit about his dad.
And they keep dropping little hints of more story that's going to come. For example, we saw the first appearance of my favorite character, Angstrom Levy, who I don't think is in the show yet.
No, who is Emperor Kang, or whatever his name is. Basically. Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah, they copied that, by the way.
Oh, Marvel copied it?
I mean, no, I don't like the word copy because I think it implies a lot of intentionality here.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's intentional, but no, Kang didn't do this shit before the movies, really. He's just a time traveler.
Okay.
But anyways, Angstrom Levy, I don't want to spoil it for Oscar, because Oscar doesn't even know. Mm-hmm. But so far what we know is that he is a multiversal being of some sort.
Well, if you know the fucking Mahler twins are in it, some shit's going on.
The Mahler... Can we talk about them?
Yeah, I love them.
Such a good concept for a character.
I also love how transparent it is. The first time they show up, there's only one of them.
Yeah.
And then the second time, there's 2, and they start with the clone business. They're like, we need to come up with a fucking gimmick for these kids.
They're like, which one is the real one? That's all they talk about. And all the heroes in the book know that they're not really a threat. They're like, it's fine. They're like, just, I don't want to fight you right now.
He was literally at the Guardians funeral, and they were just like...
They're just like, Invincible goes, I know you guys are doing something, but also, like...
I don't really care.
I can't right now.
The thing they did, by the way, inconsequential. They brought the Immortal back.
Technically beneficial for the superhero community.
He just didn't do anything.
Well, I mean, he drives the plot. He's the one that reveals everything.
What do you mean?
I mean, if Omni-Man didn't get in a fight with him in the sky, then nothing would happen.
I guess so. But he ultimately doesn't accomplish anything.
Oh, well, no, sure. Yeah.
I
think they just want to do it to the assholes.
No, but it was
cool. That's the thing that Invincible does really well, is that what I love so much about, superhero comics at the best is that they are a huge living world where there's just random shit always happening.
Yeah.
And Invincible covers all the random shit that's happening. Yeah. There is shit happening in this book that Mark is not a part of. He's never going to be a part of it. Obviously he doesn't have it too much yet. And they just show it anyway, because it's a really built out and fleshed out universe.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about Cecil? What do you think about the government entities? I think that is the biggest departure Invincible makes early on from every other book, right? Is that, like, there's an infrastructure behind this whole world.
I liked it. You know, Cecil, he's a fun character. I think the show, obviously, like, does Cecil really well.
Yeah.
But very differently.
Does he die in the show, by the way? Do I remember that?
No.
Does one of them die in the show?
I don't think so.
Okay, they don't die in the comic, by the way. I'm not trying to spoil it.
No.
I just feel like I remember that for some reason.
No, Cecil's really well done in the show. In the comic. I like him. I don't know. I like, it's weird because you always think, okay, this government guy is going to do something bad, but he just doesn't.
Yeah, but maybe he will.
Yeah, maybe he will.
And
there was a really funny
They
bit.
do a good job at that.
There's a really funny bit with the teleporter.
Oh my god.
He was like, every time I teleport, it costs taxpayer $5 million. Anyway,
And
time to teleport.
His assistant's like, maybe you should stop doing that. He's like,
I'm addicted.
but also, let's think about that. How many people live in America?
A lot.
5 million?
No.
No, I mean, divided by 5 million?
It's 300 million people.
Okay. So,
They all paid $1.
yeah, okay. I would get over it. It's fine. It's $1. $1.
No, I mean, it was fine. I just didn't blow me away.
I think it's interesting that the Guardians of the Globe, which
Oh my god.
is closer to their Justice League, I would assume.
That cursed panel.
Oh my god, Oscar was trying to...
Show the camera. Dude, there's just this panel of Mark smiling, and it's the scariest thing I've ever seen.
So something I want to keep in mind is also just Cory Walker. This is his this is his first comic ever. He leaves, obviously, and he was also like fully
You can
22, I think.
Yeah.
Like
Dude,
he was
just
like
Ichiro Oda.
yeah, like he was like him and Kirkman were high school friends, and they were like, oh, okay, we'll do this, I guess. It's really cool that it becomes this successful.
Yeah.
I love when stuff like that happens.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool. I think it's interesting. I don't know. I don't want to keep bringing up the show, but like the show
No, I mean it's the frame of reference that you have.
the show
right
is
now.
so weird.
The
in
show
the
is
show-
not that good.
The show Robot has already done all of his stuff. He's already young Rex. And the Martian stuff happened before Omni-Man left.
I don't get why I don't get why they do that.
It didn't make much sense to me. It was inconsequential. They could have added the fish thing instead.
Like, this is
Right?
way more interesting to me, at least, because it shows the reader, it sets their expectations up right. That if all you wanted was this really violent twist superhero thing, like, that's kind of done. Now you have to read...
The robot plot is cool, though.
Oh, it happened. Dude.
What?
It happens in this.
I'm sure. It's really cool.
Robot is the best character. In this.
Yeah.
I don't even want to... It's really hard not to...
I'll read it soon.
Yeah, you will. There is a lot more reveals to come. That's all I'm going to say.
What is it? It's like one of these chapters, I think it was chapter 17. Sorry, issue.
It doesn't matter.
Issue 17 just starts with... It starts with an alternate dimension where Mark teams up with Omni-Man.
Yeah.
But it doesn't tell you.
No, it doesn't tell you at all.
I like that.
It's cool. They do that a lot.
I really like that.
He really...
And it was a great way to introduce Armstrong.
Yeah.
What is that his name?
Levy Armstrong.
Levy Armstrong.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter.
It's a great way to introduce his superpower.
Oh, yeah.
I really like that.
Which, by the way, now that we have this person, we can transition perhaps into this conversation where it's like, people online are always like, the multiverse is so overused now, but they also think it was invented like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Well, people are always talking about superhero burnout, multiverse burnout, but it's like, that doesn't make any sense.
Like, they have been publishing Captain America since the Second World War.
But have you heard of fucking, like, romance burnout?
I know! Like,
That doesn't make sense.
It's literally a genre.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's really stupid. And what they do with the multiverse here is really fun. And I think you're going to like it. Because sort of like starting with like Mark being evil, I feel like you have to address that because that's such an easy way that the story could have gone, right?
Yeah, he just, like, Omni-Man comes back, he can't win the fight, he teams up with him.
Or even the fight doesn't even start. Omni-Man explains it in a more calm way, perhaps.
Yeah.
Listen,
But there's also pieces of dialogue where Mark's like, maybe he is right, because, like...
yeah. Life would be easier, right?
Well, no, but it's also because, like, Eve was like, oh, like, aliens destroyed our whole school, and now we have to take, like, 2 months off. And he was like, this won't even matter to me at all.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna just live forever.
Yeah.
And he was, like, really thinking about it.
It also does, obviously, taking school off and stuff like that. All these little details are really fun to read, because you really get immersed into the world.
Yeah.
And it's something that it takes its time. It really takes its time doing. Damn it, I was about to say something. Oh, the Omni-Man thing. I think that the fight, the reason it's so drawn out and there's so much dialogue, I think it's really effective and it's really important. Because part of the reason why it's kind of really boring before the Omni-Man stuff is, like, he puts on the costume, like, the first issue, basically, and he's just a hero. And it's like, why the fuck are you doing this? 2 days ago you were in high school, now you're a hero, I don't understand why you're doing this. But now for the rest of the book, you know it's because his dad fucked him up.
Yeah.
And he needs this motivation.
But I also feel like, obviously there's great stories like the Peter Parker story where, you know, we have this, like, individualism where we get power and then we fuck other people up and we further our... Don't spoil it for me.
I forgot, yeah.
But I feel like if I got superpowers, I don't think I would turn into a huge dick. I think I would just, like, be kind of nice to people.
Yeah,
and that's all Mark does.
He might not be a superhero.
Maybe.
I don't know. I just feel like the first...
Like, Mark knew his whole life he was going to be a superhero.
I guess, but like...
I don't feel like it was that crazy.
I feel like...
But it is nice that he gets a motivation.
I think it's a good... I think just for story... Obviously, you rely so much on the trope of it's already a superhero world, so obviously he'll be a superhero. But, like, is that obvious? I don't know.
But it was to him.
Yeah, it was to him. Because his dad told him. And it's like... It deals with... It's interesting questions about, like, how you're raised and stuff. I think it's fun.
I guess so, but I think... Not but. This is an and. And I forgot what I was going to say.
It's been happening a lot to us today. Okay, let's...
Did I tell you?
What?
Did not take my antidepressant today.
Want to hear something?
Yeah.
Didn't matter.
Really? Why not?
I slept in, and if I sleep past a certain point, not a good idea to take it. Because then when I take my sleeping pill, they're not really supposed to mix.
I didn't take mine because...
You don't have any.
No, I have some.
Oh.
But I'm not going to... I'm going to have to take, like, a day off.
Yeah.
For some reason, I chose today. I think this was the worst choice I could have made.
Sorry about that. A fly was in the room. We had to kill it. We used a gun.
Fly's name was Richard.
We didn't shoot the fly, by the way. We just used the gun to, like, smash it.
It's like when someone's like, "Hey, give me all your money." And you hold the gun that's in your hip, and they're like, "Whoa."
Yeah.
I do that a lot.
The fly flew away.
Yeah, we're like, I don't want any part of this. You guys are crazy.
Speaking of Invincible, I love space. I'm a huge fan of sci-fi, and I wish superheroes went to space more. And this book makes it very clear, and I won't spoil it, but I feel like you already know this.
A lot of space.
There's a universe out there, and they're gonna tell you about it.
Yeah.
And it's really cool.
From the first 19 issues, who's your favorite character?
Why don't you answer first?
Alan.
Really?
Fucking love it.
Wow, what a shocking answer, dude. You read him in Seth Rogen voice now. It's really, same with Omni-Man, the J.K. Simmons voice.
Same with Cecil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one else though. Especially not Mark.
Not Mark, but William.
Who even voices Mark?
The Asian guy from Walking Dead.
You know who created Walking Dead?
The guy who took too small a slice.
Oh. Do you know who created Walking Dead?
No.
Robert Kirkman.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
That was his next big thing.
Oh, that's cool.
Which, by the way, he did the whole fucking thing again to Image. He said, Image, do you remember how Invincible filled really well because I had a twist? I'm doing this zombie story, but at issue 7 it's going to be revealed it's actually aliens, and people are going to be all over it again. And Image was like, wow, that's so cool. And then issue 7 comes along, and Image is like really excited, and Kirkman's like, oh, no, sorry, I really wanted to make a zombie comic, but I didn't think you guys would buy it, so I told you that I'm going to do a twist, but we're not doing it.
Isn't that fraud?
I mean, it's not like in a contract, it's a pitch.
Anyway,
it's really cool.
My favorite character's allowed to be Alan.
Oh yeah, everyone's
Fuck you.
favorite character is Alan.
Fuck you.
Right now, my favorite character is Alan.
Fucking love Alan.
Do you remember Battle Beast?
Mm-hmm.
Remember how he just, like, mysteriously disappears?
Yeah.
Really cool character.
I knew it would come back.
Really cool.
I'm really excited to see where the thing with, what is Mark's mom's name?
Debbie? Yeah.
Debbie makes that friend with Super Patriot.
Oh, yeah.
His Super Patriot's wife. I know that's not going to go well.
What a dumb name. Super Patriot, dude.
What about Captain Capitalism?
Dude, it's so funny because he literally is like, pay me and I'll save you. I'm on the clock right now. Oh, you're not paying? Bye. It's such a good... Because it's like, obviously that's what superheroes would mostly be, right? That's
9 to 5.
Yeah, it's your asset. It's like your talent. You go to school for it.
Yeah. There was 9 to 5 superheroes.
Yeah. It's really fun.
And Mark makes fun of them.
There's also 9 to 5 villains. That's what the last arc is. That, like, rock guy. He's paid.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's 9 to 5.
But he's like a bodyguard, most.
Yeah.
That exists in real life.
Usually they aren't made of rocks.
Okay.
And they don't usually work for a computer.
Only usually. Sometimes.
Yeah, my bodyguard. made of rocks.
We have bodyguards.
Standing right outside the door.
We're fighting.
Yeah.
We're going to fire him because he let the fly in here. Richard.
He's a little bit temperamental. If the episode doesn't reach 40 minutes, we cannot get out of this room until we've been talking. He's a big fan.
He gives a great foot massage, though.
Why are you asking him
He's
for
that
foot
porous rock.
I've never asked. Wouldn't know.
But you know how people use like
Yeah. I've never done that. Is it good?
I don't know, but my mom used to do it and it would weird me out.
With you in the room?
No, but she had one in
Oh.
her bathroom and I was like, that's gross.
I never been in... I bet my mom just has done that.
You've never been in your parents' bathroom?
This is like a while ago.
Yeah, I'm talking about when I was like 4.
I wasn't smart enough. I would not know if there was a rock massager in there, dude.
Well, but
Oscar was a really smart kid. Oscar was always telling me I didn't like this show as a kid because I was like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I didn't like Phineas and Ferb because I didn't get it. I was thinking about it.
Oscar was like overanalyzed. Oscar was prepared to be a podcaster from a young age.
I've always liked overthinking. And now, it's my biggest downfall.
Oh,
But thanks to Wellbutrin, I can get over it.
I wanted to talk about the text. I know there's a lot of dialogue in this book. Too much dialogue, I would argue.
Too many dialogue.
However, I have a grand theory about Invincible, which I'm only working on, and by the time we're done with this, I will present the whole thing. But basically, the core thesis is...
Done with this episode?
Done with the book.
Oh.
Basically, the core thesis is that every arc of Invincible is just a comment in that of... It's just a comment on that period in time's superhero comics. And anyway, in this period of time, the biggest writer in superhero comics, by far, I think, people disagree, they're stupid, it was Brian Michael Bendis, okay? Who created...
The BMN.
Yeah, he created Miles.
We've only talked about him every episode.
Anyways, he does this thing called Bendis Speak, where,
Is that when Mark's doing the stupid quips, and then all the other characters are like, that was a really dumb quip.
that's part of it, but it's also when they just talk for, like,
Forever.
literally
Yeah,
forever.
No, go to the Omni-Man Mark fight, dude.
Yeah.
They just won't shut the fuck up.
Because that's also another thing with patch outs and issue length, so that you can make a volume.
Right.
If they're just talking the whole time.
Yeah, people... Can I say this? People get mad at manga and anime because they explain everything they do and they talk too much. Fuck you. That's a problem with all of them.
Is that a thing that people think doesn't happen here?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it happens... If it happens more in anime, it's only because anime is usually targeted for a younger audience.
It's also simply because every time they do a move, Zoro says onigiri.
Yeah.
So it feels a little bit more...
They do this less and less because it, like, ages with the reader or whatever.
Right.
And I guess manga doesn't do that as much
No.
just because, like, they have to make money. Which is, like...
Here in America, we're free from the burdens of capitalism.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The art's really ugly at the beginning. Huh?
Really? It's really bad.
I remember it a lot fondly. I really do like Cory Walker. He comes back for a guest star.
After he leaves, it's really fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It gets better. It gets good. It becomes... Ryan Ottley right now, he's one of the top artists, I would say, in, like, the field. He drew Hulk for a while. Didn't read any of it.
You want to talk about the time it called me out?
Oh my god. Okay, yeah.
This is the funniest thing ever. I don't know where it is.
I know where it is.
Okay.
So he's going to a Comic-Con. Well, no, sorry. A comic shop to get his poll.
Let me say something.
Okay.
When I was reading this, I was just like, oh my god, there's so many panels right next to each other that are from the same camera angle, that are exactly the same, with, like, differences in dialogue, and I'm like, I don't like this. Because I'm a spoiled manga reader where that never happens.
It's also really funny, because that means that you're only reading really good manga. Most manga definitely repeats panels.
Maybe.
But I would be shocked.
I don't know. I haven't read anything that repeats panels. But I guess I do only read pretty good stuff. Anyway, I was complaining about it, okay? I was complaining about it in my head. I was talking to my girlfriend about it, and I was complaining about it. And then I read this page, which I'm sure if you have read
very
it, you are
famous
way
page.
past it, dude.
Am I?
Yeah. I'll put it on the screen right now. But basically, he goes to get this comic sign. Yeah, he goes to get his comic sign, and he's like, hey man, what do you think about when comic artists repeat stuff? Don't you think that's a little cheap? And then they do it in the comic, and he's like, no, I think it's fine.
Oh my god.
It's really funny.
This is what I wanted to talk about. There is one time they do it, and I will never say that it's a good thing to do this, right? Mm-hmm. I think it is lazy, although I understand why it's lazy.
Yeah, there's 8 in a row.
This really is what I think is good.
Okay.
Because in this issue...
At the beginning of issue 7...
Yeah.
There is 8 panels in a row that are identical.
But do you know what happens at the end of issue 7?
Yeah.
Omni-Man kills every hero. So, my whole thing, part of my whole theory, is that this is very much so on purpose, and they are clearly making a statement saying, look at this lazy, classic, generic superhero comic where we repeat panels and don't care that much. Oh, shit!
I think it's also they really wanted to take some extra care drawing this.
This looks really good.
They saved some time.
Sure,
yeah.
But also, if you look at it from a formal and story element, it does come together as one.
Drop your expectations to zero to blow you out of the water.
To blow you out of the water. I think it
sense.
is. That is how I interpret it. But also, keep in mind, throughout this entire series, I really like this book. I will always be reading it with rose-colored glasses, as they say. Which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing.
What's the opposite of rose-colored glasses?
Shit. Shit-stained,
monocles.
Shit-stained monocles!
That's how I'll be reading it.
Yeah. Oscar reads things through shit-stained monocles. How do you... Is a monocle's one, right?
But
But you just have both. I do too. Like, so much happens. A lot
I was really excited. I'm really excited to see where this goes. So, they didn't do this in the show. I assume that they are going to reveal this later. But when Mark goes to Mars, it is revealed that one of the astronauts he comes back with, fully a Martian, pretending to be a human.
That's another thing. They love to do that. They love to drop tiny little things. It's like, oh, that'll be interesting later.
I'm really excited to see where that goes.
I don't even remember where it pays off. It does, though. Everything you see here pays off.
That's what I liked about it.
Yeah.
He really, I'm not going to say, they.
I think Kirkman... you could just say I think he was most of the story. I think the art's really not.
He likes planting these little seeds.
Yeah.
And he likes to just let him be.
And
I appreciate that. I really like that.
It's emulating this, 80s classic Marvel style, but I guess you don't care, obviously, because you're not reading 80s, you're reading this. Yeah, it's really good. It's fun.
Literally, Titan shows up in the first issue.
Yeah.
And he's not relevant at all.
No.
Until, issue 18.
Also, in the first issue, the first page is Mark in a superhero costume, beating a bad guy, and I was like, oh, I must have given you the wrong book or something.
But that bad guy doesn't even show back up till issue 4 or 5.
Yeah, and it's not like it's so long that you forget. It's just long enough where it's like, oh, that was fun.
Yeah, I was like, you really thought about this.
Also, I know this shows up in the show and everything, but this will always be my favorite way of displaying that you learned your superpowers.
Yeah, I
really
do wish between these two panels. I wish this second panel here. Okay, this is the part where Mark is throwing the trash bag.
Yeah. Very iconic.
I wish this second shot was from the perspective of the trash bag or something else.
Oh, yeah. It'd be cool.
It would look a little bit better.
It would look cooler. And they do this a lot, actually.
Or from the side or something.
I like how they show how these powers interact with their real world. Because do you remember when they were playing baseball in the sky?
Yeah.
And then
really cool.
Mark has to leave to go to college, but he remembers to go pick up the ball because it's flying across the globe. Really fun little detail.
My favorite way they did that is when Mark graduates high school, they all throw their caps.
Oh my God.
He throws his in orbit.
Shit.
But that one is so good.
Yeah.
Because Mark is feeling so alienated from his peers.
Yeah,
and his peers are feeling like Mark is distant from them. And then it's like, oh no, it'll be okay. And then the comic's like, no, it won't.
No.
He is different than that.
This is his life. Yeah, the later issues really are where it gets going.
I love when they do storytelling like that.
Yeah.
Like the imagery-based storytelling. I like it a lot.
Yeah, the later issues it really gets going.
Mm-hmm.
Of what we read. I think that next week is when we're gonna... next month, really,
It picks up.
It really picks up.
I think next month we're just gonna do 20 to 40.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Whatever the 3 parts are. By the way, there's this suit that they try out, and Mark's like, I hate it.
There's a superhero that has it later.
Also, what? This is not that bad.
It's not him, though.
No, it's not him, I guess. Dude, what do you think about the suit? People really have very,
I like the suit.
conflicting opinions on it.
I like it.
I think it's good.
I think it's good. I like it that it has his hair out.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think it's anything special.
No, but...
I don't think it is.
Mark
isn't
like anything special.
No, I just think it's fun.
It perfectly suits him because you think a superhero. That's what it looks like. And that's what Mark is. He's just a superhero.
I really like Omni-Man.
Omni-Man suit's really good.
It's really good.
Whose suit did I really like? I mean, Robot's design, obviously, is great.
Really good.
The Mauler twins are better designed in the comics, I think. Than in the show.
My god.
'Cause
They really fucked them up on the show.
One of them has a septum piercing. That's a great way to do it.
Yeah. It's so funny. It's like, oh my god, they are literally different people.
Cecil has a great design, obviously. That's exactly what Cecil would look like.
Yeah, he's always in a bad mood on his face.
But I just love all of the superheroes that are just American flag people.
Yeah.
So funny.
One of them, I think his name is just Flag, was a series before this that just did not sell well.
It's really.
And he was like, I'll
really
stuff it in this universe.
It's really funny.
Also, Adam Eve gets more development in this than she does in the first season of the show, which I'm glad. She, I'm assuming you have a guess about what happens with her. I don't know. She's a really good character, and I really wish the show treated her better.
Well, in the show, she unplugs from society.
Yeah, she does that too. She becomes like... They just don't develop her that much in the show, though.
Okay, we forgot to address the elephant in the room. Amber is white.
Oh, yeah. Amber's white in this. People were really mad at the show.
Weird.
For making her black.
Wait, it just doesn't matter.
I know, people were really
Amber
mad.
is not a character.
People are racist.
She's just a girlfriend. That's it.
I've never... my Amber take is that if I was dating a superhero who was always ditching me, I too would be annoyed.
I would break up with them.
I would just break up with them.
I would go, I'm not going to date a superhero.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't.
Is the drug dealer plot in the show? It's really funny that Amber thinks he's a drug dealer.
Oh, no.
It's really
It's
cute.
not really a plot.
No, but it's like a cute little
gag.
thing. It's really funny.
Yeah.
This book is really funny.
Also, William is straight.
No, he's not. He hasn't come out yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
But he's actively going out with a woman.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
Oh.
I don't want you to get any false expectations.
It's-
There is, in fact, a gay man in this book.
I love the gag where William is getting flown by someone and they go, this is so gay.
Yeah, they couldn't do that in the show because they were... It's so funny.
They were scared.
I guess. People are like, it didn't age well. We can't do it in the show. It's really funny.
It ages really well.
It's really...
Because
he does it with a girl!
No, but because... It's so funny because it culminates with Mark carrying Titan and he goes, this is so... And he's like, you don't even need to say
Like, everyone's saying it. Adam Eve says it and they're dating.
Yeah.
What do you think about Duplicate and Rex having sex with multiples of each other?
Well, they
Does
didn't
that-
show it on
Does
screen.
that happen in the show?
Yeah, but they show it on screen.
I'm so glad they don't in this.
Yeah.
I don't need to see that.
It's really weird.
I know they show it. It's way more shocking, too, having her describe it and being like, I passed out. And I'm like, yeah, I would, too. I wouldn't know how to react to that. Also, by the way, I don't think I can handle that. That's crazy.
Getting cheated on or by Duplicate.
By Duplicate.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
You can't compete with that.
Well, I wouldn't want to.
No, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Not appealing.
You can't compete with Duplicate.
No. Duplicate also comes back. All these characters
Well, yeah.
that are really minor, they, you gotta... That's the one thing I would say about this book. By the end of issue 144, there are some characters that have been in the book the whole time, and I'm like, who the fuck is this? So here's a word of advice. Try to remember.
Oh, I will.
Yeah. Because when I was reading, I didn't. Because they don't make it so clear that you should remember every character.
One thing I do like, I like what they do with Titan. I like that he takes the guy's place.
Oh, yeah, like he's gonna
If
come back.
he was just a nice guy, it would be so much less interesting.
Yeah, because this book is constantly showing Mark trying his best, and people never let it succeed.
Yeah.
He never gets a win. With Mars, he tried his best, really did not go well.
Because things are always going better
Yeah.
because of Mark, but not that great.
Every other hero's doing a better job.
That's one thing I like about comics a lot. And, I love when people possess so much power, but still are powerless to really do anything.
Yeah, exactly. That's what this book's really about. He feels so... He's a child. That's right.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Dude, I know I always bring it back to this, but that's what Jujutsu Kaisen's about. Because Gojo, he's so much stronger than everyone, but yet he still fails to accomplish anything. It's
Invincible.
really good.
I'm excited to keep reading this. I feel like I should tell you also, Skybound, this book, Kirkman, he is the coolest person. Before Invincible, he was in so much debt, he had kept opening credit cards. He was destitute and broke, Invincible goes off, whatever. He is now a co-owner of Image, and anytime he writes a book, it's under his own publishing arm of the company. They don't do that with anyone else.
Dude, this was $65.
That's market price. I didn't get it for that, but yeah.
What did you get it for?
I don't know, probably 20.
Where?
If you're buying comics market price, you're really dumb. Discount comic book service.
What is that?
Or in-stock trade. It's there's a giant warehouse. I think it's in Idaho. I don't know. Everything's 30% off flat.
Why?
Because everyone orders from there, so they still make a profit.
I felt really bad reading this, because I felt like I was cracking the smile.
No, it's impossible to not make it.
You don't care? I was really worried.
Here's what we're going to end with. These compendiums, the only affordable way to buy the series. A great way to read the series. The colors look beautiful. The paper's really nice quality. The binding is really good. This is never going to break apart. However, if you are buying the market price, they're way too expensive. I also don't understand why they're compendiums, because they've also released omnibuses of them, and now they're releasing hardcover compendiums, and they won't tell me the difference between any of them. But anyways, if you're going to read the series, I would get this.
Yeah, and it weighs like 10 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Also, the art's ugly enough in the first 7 issues. Not to be mean. I'm sorry. But
I'll be mean about it.
They started releasing these little mini, like, pocket version of the first 7 issues to get people hooked or whatever. It's like $5. But they shrink the art down.
So it looks even worse?
It looks actually like garbage. Like a stinking pile of shit. Anyways, this has been Invincible episode 1. I hope you guys liked it.
Comics on Comics episode 5.
We probably won't be watching season 2, I guess, right? Because we probably want to just keep the comic story in your head.
I don't think I'm going to be watching it. My girlfriend Carol is an animator, and I don't know if you guys noticed, Invincible, not very well animated. So
really ugly.
She really doesn't like watching it, so I'm probably not going to watch it.
I'm probably not going to watch it because I don't know why I would. I would just be watching a poorly animated version of a book I already like.
Yeah. Make sure to follow us on everything. Follow us on TikTok. We're going to be posting a lot. We just posted a banger TikTok.
Yeah. We're going to get canceled for it.
We'll just slide up.
Yeah. Anyways, make sure you follow us on TikTok because we're trying to become like...
Oh, we forgot to rate One Piece.
Did we?
Out of 5.
Oh,
sure. I'm going to give it like a 4.5 out of 5.
I think I'm not going to do that because we're going to be reading this for the next 4 years of our life. Okay. So if I give the first volume a 4.5 out of 5, I'm really setting myself up for disappointment.
I'm giving it a 4.5
I'm just going to give it a solid 3 to 5 because it's pretty good.
For Invincible, for the first 7 issues, 2 out of 5. After that, from issue 8 to 19, 3.5.
I think I'm going to give Invincible a...
3 Invincibles out of 5 Omni-Mans.
I am going to give Invincible a 3 repeated panel out of a possible 5. But that doesn't translate to 3 out of 5. I'm unbelievably biased. I can't explain how much I love this book. It means a lot to me. So
3.5, This Is So, out of 5 gays.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There is no men with husbands in this book. There is a girl with a girlfriend. Wonder Woman is gay in this.
I feel like Wonder Woman would be gay.
She's bi. It's confirmed. People don't agree. And then DC's like, what do you mean you don't agree? We own her. We told you she is.
It doesn't make any sense if she wasn't.
Yeah, she literally lives on an island with this girl. What do you think they're doing all that?
Like, if she wasn't attracted to girls, she would be fucked.
Dude, it's so stupid when people are like, no, she's not in my head. And then DC's like, okay, I don't care.
That's not how it works.
That's just not how it works.
In my head, Cole Turner's straight.
Oh, right. Cole Turner from Department of Truth.
I couldn't remember his name.
It's been a long time.
In my head, Neil Gaiman is straight.
Anyways, this is, you want to rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah.
This was a good episode, I think.
I think so. I think I should stop taking my antidepressants.
Dude, there's this podcast I used to listen to called, I don't even remember what, like Off the Pill or something. It wasn't antidepressants. It was just someone who has ADHD and they weren't on their Adderall. So it was just really like funny ranting.
Imagine if it was birth control. It would just be a person being normal.
Guys, I did not take my birth control today.
Time to go make dinner.
We're the best people we'd making these jokes.
Yeah. You did it after me.
1, 2.
What is 1, 2, Bob? 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay.
Go on, go.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. Oscar knew that I was going to do this because I've been doing paper now.
I didn't even notice.
See ya.
Bye.